Greetings, folks. Well, happy Bank Holiday Monday from my wet and windy walk. And Bank Holiday Mondays are never short of a story, a scandal, or a stand for justice. And today I'm here with a little bit of all three, as Dennis O'Callaghan, the whistleblower from Charleville, has came forward to me to expose the wrongdoing that's what a family have been inflicted by, allegedly, by Kanturk Co-Op Mart. So I formally now reported this matter to on Garda Síochána in Mill Street and the new Commissioner Justin Kelly and the Board of Directors of Kanturk Co-operative Mart for what's shaping up now to be a right Kerry and Cork-sized controversy over the alleged unlawful sale of family-owned livestock on the Mart in Kanturk Mart on Saturday the 11th of October. Now, this didn't come through me through the grapevine. It came straight from a man with backbone, a whistleblower, Dennis O'Callaghan, who deserves full credit for having the courage to come forward. Fair play to him, because in Ireland today it often takes more guts to tell the truth than to tell a lie. Dennis saw the wrong that was being done to this family, or alleged wrongdoing, and instead of shrugging and saying, "That's Ireland for you," he stood up and said, "Not on my watch." The information I've passed on now shows that livestock, which were the marital assets, I believe that Dennis has informed me, under an active court proceedings, were allegedly sold without proper consent and at a fraction of the true market value. Apparently some of the cattle were sold for €500 according to Dennis, and that other marts in the area were selling the same type cattle that week for €2,200. Sure, look folks, you'll get more for a good pedigree calf in a raffle in Knocknagoshel than what was reportedly paid in Kanturk Co-Op Mart on Saturday the 11th of October. So I did what any decent Kerry woman would do. I rolled up my sleeves and I wrote a letter to both the Superintendent of Mill Street Garda Station and the Board of Directors of Kanturk Mart, along with a letter to Frank Roach, the former councillor in Fermoy, who had been actively highlighting these issues. And I attached all my evidence and logging formal data access request under GDPR, because I want full transparency. There has to be CCTV footage available, there has to be the sale records, there has to be the dockets, there has to be copies of the payments that were paid for the cattle, who bought the cattle, what auctioneer sold the cattle, who was involved in loading the cattle, who collected the cattle, where did the cattle end up in, and what were the weights of the cattle. Because let me make it crystal clear, folks, this isn't about pointing the fingers or causing ruptures for the sake of it. It's about protecting fairness, truth and the honest working farmer, the people who rise before dawn, work till dark and deserve better than to be made fool of by a practice or quite corruption. Look, I've also contacted the Department of Agriculture and the Minister for Agriculture, Martin Hayden, along with the NSA Legal Metrology Service, because if the weighing scales aren't right and the system isn't transparent, then none of us can trust what's being sold or bought. Look, this isn't politics, it's plain common sense. And if we don't stand up for honesty in rural Ireland, we'll lose more than our cattle. We'll lose our pride, our decency and our sense of communities, and farmers will be wiped out. So I want to thank whistleblower Dennis O'Callaghan again, and I'm calling on all the marts and the Gardaí now, particularly Kanturk Mart and the Gardaí, to do the right thing, preserve all the evidence, cooperate fully and show the people of Cork, Kerry and Ireland that justice still has a heartbeat. As we say in Kerry, the truth may take the long road, but it always finds its way home. Gura Míle Maith Agaibh.